Hello. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Ngayong hapon, oh my gosh, meron tayong bisita dito sa SB Crown Pageant News today. Isang napakagandang babae, very top contender pagdating dito sa Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Oh my God. At talagang masasabi ko, she's a possible to be next Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Now may I present to you Miss Universe Philippines Bohol, Pauline Amelinckx.
Hello. Hi, Mamasa.
Hello, Pauline. How are you? Kamusta ka? Kamusta ang Bohol? Kamusta ang pamilya mo sa Bohol?
It's going great. My family is safe and healthy. My parents are in the next room as we speak. And everything Bohol is actually slowly getting back on track. People are going back outside while still observing physical distancing measures and quarantine guidelines. Pero everything is going well here. And I'm happy about that.
Oh, that's good. Pauline, maraming salamat sa iyo kasi talagang pinaunlakan mo yung invitation ko sa iyo na mag-guest dito sa SB Crowd at marami talaga nag-aabang sa yung mga tagahanga mo. Kasi talagang gusto kanilang makita at gusto kanilang marinig. Oh my God. So,
thank you for extending your invite. It's my pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Oh, and then Pauline, you're representing Bohol. Kapag pumunta ako sa Bohol, anong place ang makikita ko sa Bohol na pwede, pag bumisita ako dyan sa lugar ninyo, saan mo ko dapat dalhin? And then, ano yung pagkain na meron dyan sa Bohol na maipagmamalaki ng mga taga-Bohol?
I don't know if you've been to Bohol before. If wala pa, then you should definitely come here when it's safe again. And when you come here, of course, I'll show you the beautiful beaches in Panglao. I'm really a beach bum, so I think that we'll be able to enjoy ourselves on the soft sand with the blue water. But one of the things I would always ask my friends to do when they're visiting Lubbock River Cruise, because it's not only a place where you can have good food and enjoy the wonders of nature as you're on that river cruise, but there's also a chance for you to interact with the locals there and even dance and sing with them. And that's something I always want to do when I'm on the Lubbock River Cruise. It's something that's so fun, very heartwarming as well. And if you're a good dancer, who knows? You might be showing off your skills to the other foreigners and other visitors who are there. It's actually tinikling. So if ever you do that, please wear sturdy shoes so that you won't hurt your feet when the bamboo closes in on that. But for the rest, it's a very fun experience, and I really like that you get to interact with the locals there. And after that, if there's still time, we can go to Tubigon if you want to see a sandbar and feel like you're the only person on the island. We can go to that sandbar. I'll bring you there. Kahit 45 minutes with a bangka, okay lang yun. I'll go with you there. And then afterwards, perhaps we'll have dinner at my place. Now that I know how to cook a little bit, I'll be able to help my mom prepare all the food, and then we can enjoy and think back on a wonderful day spent in Bohol.
Oh my God. Sabi nila yung Chocolate Hills daw, isa din daw sa mga magaganda places dyan sa Bohol.
Oh, yes. The Chocolate Hills is one of the iconic places here in Bohol. But it's also Chocolate Hills, yes. Very iconic here too. And if you haven't been here, of course, that's a place where you have to go and witness the beautiful Chocolate Hills yourself. But if you're coming here for a second or a third time, then it gives you a lot of chance to explore more of the island, because Bohol really is not just a stopover place. It's a true and beautiful destination. So one day, it's not enough.
Oh, really? Oh my God. I think 1 week ako dyan sa Bohol kapag bumisita. Hindi pa ako nakakarating ng Bohol. I never been there.
Oh, okay. Since you've never been here, okay, we'll visit the Chocolate Hills first on our first day. But then we have to do all the other things that I told you about, because it's also very fun. Okay. I really like to be able to interact with everyone.
Okay. So, Pauline, can I ask you a question? So, why did you decide to join Miss Universe Philippines 2020?
Yeah. It was actually a decision that I had to make late last year, whether it was another national pageant or Miss Universe Philippines. And I thought to myself, if I joined the first ever Miss Universe Philippines 2020, I was sure that it would be very amazing because it would be the first edition. But aside from that, it would also be very memorable for me. And I'm sure that I would be able to learn a lot and gain a lot of experience by joining Miss Universe Philippines 2020. And so far, it has actually molded me into a better, stronger, and more phenomenal woman. And I'm really grateful that I've had the courage and that I've had the support of so many people on this journey. And I can't wait to shout Bohol on the coronation night and do that with all of you in my mind and in my heart.
And then, please tell me about your backstory or your story. Who are you, and what is your backstory? Why you are here in the Miss Universe Philippines 2020, and what is your advocacy?
Okay. So a little backstory about me. I'm a Boholana Belgian. My dad is the Belgian in my family. And I have lived in Bohol for 12 years already, give or take a
Mm-mm.
year. And I've joined a provincial pageant or the Miss Bohol pageant back in 2017, and I think that that was really the the door for me towards other pageants, towards more growth, and towards meeting so many amazing people who would end up being my friends and who would end up supporting me all the way and believing in me and my capacities. So since Miss Bohol 2017 was my stepping stone, I always wanted to find ways to grow even more. And I already felt back then that I was not done with pageantry, that there's still so much more for me to learn and so much more for me to do. And that pageantry would actually be an amazing avenue and an amazing platform for me to do so. So since I was already there on that stepping stone, I decided to go all the way. And now I'm here joining Miss Universe Philippines with my advocacy, which is marine conservation through art and kids. So my advocacy is
Oh,
actually a very personal advocacy. And I really want to thank the people of the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation. This foundation, I'm an ambassador of since 2019. And they have really helped me and mentored me all throughout my journey with them. And it's because of them that I was able to come up with the idea to use my arts for something meaningful and something purposeful. So I'm using my own art to create coloring books for kids, and I distribute those coloring books to them in the different island communities and coastal communities here in Bohol, in the hopes that my coloring book, which is about marine conservation, marine life, and marine creatures, will somehow teach the kids about the beauty that's actually around them. And I hope that somehow at a young age, it will be instilled in their minds that they can be stewards and that from a very young age, they can nurture and take care of that environment around them. And I hope that very soon I'll have a second edition of my coloring book, which can be about something else, maybe a different genre, not about marine life, but maybe about endangered animals in the Philippines, for example. And I hope to somehow use that or use my passion for something purposeful and use the Miss Universe Philippines platform and influence to make that ripple into something bigger. And I'm really looking forward to that.
okay, Pauline, have someone to ask you a question. Papasok natin siya. Ito ay si Marie Chris from the USA.
All right.
Hello, Marie Chris. This
Hello.
is Pauline Amelinckx.
Hello, Pauline. How are you?
Hello. Hi, ma'am.
Hello. All right. Here's my question. Uh, if you had to live the life of one of the candidates for a week, which one would you be to live?
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you, Miss Maricruz. If I had to live the life of one of my co-candidates, I think I'd pick my friend and co-candidate, Miss Pasig, Rihanna. Rihanna is one of the girls I'm actually very close with, and she's a very dear friend of mine. And she has just told me so many stories about herself that interest me. And she's also somehow very engaging with children on a different platform than I am. So it would be nice for me to be able to experience having to teach children the way that she does. And I'm really looking forward to somehow even partner with her that day. And one of the things that I really like about Rihanna is that she knows how to bake a really, really well. And me, having a sweet tooth, I think being able to bake very well and bake for myself would be a plus point in my life.
Did you join the Mutya ng Pilipinas 2018? Kung di ako nagkakamali.
Yeah, that's right, 2018.
And what is the difference from Mutya ng Pilipinas to Miss Universe Philippines about your experience?
Oh, I think every pageant journey that you will take will always be different because there will be different people around you, different experiences that they will expose you to. And I think that the big difference ng Pilipinas and Miss Universe Philippines is that Miss Universe Philippines now is perhaps the biggest pageant in the Philippines. There's a lot of people watching you. There's a lot of people putting pressure on you. So it's a challenge now to not take in that pressure and start pressuring yourself. But back in Mutya ng Pilipinas in 2018, and even now, I keep telling myself that regardless of what other people are saying, regardless of what may be happening, I will not compare myself to other people. I will not try to be better than anyone else. I will just try to be better than who I was yesterday. And that's something that I can totally do, and that's something that will not put pressure on me. At least not to the same extent that other people do.
Yes. At talaga naman baka hinihintay ka sa universe, di ba? So, yon. Pauline, one more question, Pauline. Why did you select your advocacy and why did you think your platform is important?
I actually had to ask myself the question of what is my advocacy? What am I passionate about? I had to ask myself that a lot of times. And I started going back and forth from different possibilities. But I wanted something that was personal and something that I was really passionate about myself. So yun, that's the art part. Art has been something that I've been very passionate about ever since I was a kid. Ever since I was a kid, I used art as a way of self-expression. I would create birthday cards from my dad and my mom every time they had a birthday or every time there was a celebration, be it Christmas, New Year, Easter, or their wedding anniversary. I would always make a card for them. That's how I stimulated myself, and that's how they supported me as well with my art. So in a way, it's also kind of like a tribute to them as well every time I use my art because of their support that I was able to keep myself driven when it comes to art. So I finally figured out earlier this year that I could actually use my art, which is a talent from God, as a gift to other kids as well, in the hopes that my art can somehow inspire them. And this way, I'm sharing my art not just with my parents or not just with myself, but I'm sharing it to other people. And I think that's one of the things that God wants me to do with my talent or with my gift. And when you ask me why marine conservation, Bohol is a beautiful island province with a lot of marine beauty as well. And it's something that I really want to be able to protect because every time I go swimming, every time I go snorkeling and I see what's underwater, it's like a beautiful and most of it an unknown world as well. And we need to be able to protect that. And I don't want to talk to just adults or adolescents about this. I want to be able to inspire kids at a young age to grow into stewards who can protect and take care of the environment around them. And I hope that my advocacy actually helps in doing that. But lately also, because of the coronavirus pandemic, a lot of the kids are quarantined at home too. They can't go out, they can't go to school. They might not even have access to Wi-Fi to go online and take a course there. So I hope that somehow my coloring books that I've been giving around in the community are a source of education and yet fun for them so that they have something to do while they're at home, so that they know that there are people who still care about them, that they matter, and that their inspiration and that their voices are somehow heard. And I hope that they know that we are thinking about them. So that's basically everything about my advocacy.
That's good, Pauline. Pauline, have some another question for you on screen.
Yes. From Vince, there is a saying that high risk equals high reward. May I ask you, may I ask you, I think nakulang lang kay, what you've risked to get a crown? Oh, I don't think, yes, I agree with you, Vince. High risk can equal high reward, but only if you put in the right amount of effort, the right amount of, and as long as you are true to yourself and you pray as well and reflect on your own actions. You're taking high risks doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a high reward. You have to put in the effort. And when it comes to the things that I've risked, well, perhaps my safety lately because I've been going out to the community, but those are just uh, little things. When it comes to me risking my health by going out to do the community, I'm getting a big reward by knowing that I've somehow helped a child smile. I've somehow given them that given them something like a coloring book, something as simple as that has somehow brightened their day. And knowing that makes the risk worth taking. And that will be the same in Miss Universe Philippines. I might be risking my life going back to Manila, but all the things that I might be able to get after that and the entire experience that I might be able to get by going back to Manila, continuing my training and going through the coronation night, all the opportunities that might open up for me, it's all a big risk for me as well. So the sacrifices I've made, I think that I'm making is time with my parents. But I know that they support me and I know they're 100% behind me and that they'll be cheering me on. And for them, it's also worth taking.
God, ang galing ni Pauline. Kakaloka. Pauline, na-starstruck ako sa'yo. Pauline, another question from you. Oo, na-starstruck ako sa'yo. Parang, my God.
From
Roberto Balagulan.
Who do you think is your contender for this pageant split in 2020? I think there are a few who are considered top contenders. I think everyone who was able to already experience a national pageant has have her experience as an edge. Although I've also experienced my own national pageant back in 2018. I also consider that an edge for myself. But our experiences have been different, and they might have been exposed to things that could be an edge for them, which I have not yet been exposed to. But I think that it's important for me to not let that be a point of pressure for myself. As I said earlier, I don't want to compare myself to my other co-contenders who might be stronger in a certain field. I'm not there to compete against them. I'm here to present myself, represent my province, and be better than who I was last year, be better than who I was yesterday. And that's something that I'm going to focus on.
Oh. Next questions. My God, Pauline, you're amazing.
Okay, from Marie Chris. Thank you, Mama Sam. From Marie Chris, question: would you rather be known for your intelligence or your good looks? Yes, this is a question that's been asked a lot, and I would still be the kind of person who would rather be known for her intelligence, for her good looks, mainly because for my intelligence, that's the thing I've had to work on, and my good looks are something that God has blessed me with, and something that my parents' genes have passed on to me. And if I get compliments for that, okay, thank you very much, Buyag Jud. But my intelligence is something that I have worked on personally, and that's something that I think will make all the difference in the end.
Wow, perfect. And then another question. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Pauline. A lot of questions.
It's okay. Another one from Vince. Thank you for tuning in, Vince. Government surveillance is used to keep many nations and they're safe. But some believe that this invades our right to privacy. What is more important to you, privacy or security? Okay. Security. Yes, that's a very good question. And it's something that a lot of us have been thinking about lately, considering everything that's on the news. I'm the kind of person who really feels strong about my own privacy because we all have our own lives. We all have our own difficulties. We all going through our own things. And being able to keep some of those things to ourselves and being able to feel safe within our privacy is very important as well. But I think we need to find a balance as well when it comes to national security. And we need to be able to find where we can where exactly we can draw that line between privacy and security. But that's not something up to me, because I'm a regular law-abiding citizen. I'm a beauty queen, so I'm not in a position to somehow draw that line. So I will just leave that to the government officials, but I will make sure that I will cast the right vote so that I know that the person who is in the position to draw that line actually has his or her principles lined out straight, so that that person can actually find the right balance between privacy and security.